Hey everyone, my name is Heba and welcome back. Chanel did come out with some new products in the Beiges collection. They came out with single eyeshadows, some colored mascara, 7 new shades in the Beiges Healthy Glow foundation, and those shades are more in the olive tone, and 5 new shades in the Healthy Glow Sunkissed powder. And those are the ones that I picked up. Actually, I only just picked up 4, not all 5 different palettes. The foundation, one of these days I want to try the Beiges Healthy Glow foundation. I just haven't gotten around to it. And then the colored mascara, it's not my thing. And in the single shadows, I don't know, none of those shades just kind of interest me. They just look a little light for my taste. So let's go ahead and talk about the new Healthy Glow Sunkissed powders. Like I said, there are 5 different palettes. There's a light coral, medium rose gold, deep rose gold, and deep mauve. I find that collection kind of confusing where there's only one light shade, and in the mauve, there's not a medium mauve or a light mauve, or the rose gold, there's not a light rose gold. So I thought that was kind of confusing how they did that. Or not confusing, kind of odd that they did that. But anywho, here's a picture of all 5 together. So you can kind of see the comparison, especially with light coral, because I did not pick that one up. I figured that one's going to be too light for my skin. So let me go ahead and show you the packaging. It's the regular Beiges packaging with the beige cover. And then here is what the back looks like. And what I have in my hand right now is light coral, and this is what it looks like. Each one of these powders has a highlighter, a bronzer, and a blush. You can use these separately, or you can get your brush and swirl it all around for a healthy glow. Now, these cost $95. $95 for this palette. Now, I know some people don't like the 3 shades in one palette, but some people do because they could travel with it. It's an all-in-one, but we'll see if it's worth $95. I mean, it is Chanel, but I don't know. Everything's gotten so expensive now. I hope that they do have bang for your buck. Let's see how much product you get in here for $95. You get 15 grams of product, 0.53 ounce, which I think is the same amount, here it is, as one of my favorite powders. This is the Oversized Healthy Glow Sunkissed powder, but this is more of a bronzer. So yeah, this is Sun Bath Deep. Let's just compare them to. Yeah, it's the same size. Sorry about the glare. But I think when I bought these, they were a little bit cheaper. But then again, it was probably a year and a half ago. So yeah, everything's gone up. So I'm going to apply these to my face because I do need a little bit of healthy glow on my skin. And I'm going to swatch and apply each palette separately. So hopefully it won't be too confusing. And let's just go ahead and start with this one. Medium coral. So let me go ahead and swatch it. It's kind of hard to swatch it because of how the imprint is. It's just lines. Whenever I swatch it, you can kind of see those lines, but let me try it this way. And then here's the bronzer and the blush. So this one's light coral, the highlight, bronzer, and blush. I think the bronzer is going to be a little bit light for my skin. And let me just blend this out. All right, the blush is pretty and the highlighter is pretty. But let's use the bronzer first. Since this bronzer is a little bit light, I'm going to use a little bit more of a denser brush. And this one's the Sonia G Ninja Pro. And it's good because it's kind of flat, so it's easy to get into this shade. And let's put you on this side. All right, that's not bad. It gives some color there. It does have a little bit of a peachiness to it. Let me apply some to my forehead. And my jowls. Got to get those out of the way. All right, this is not bad. Now let's go into Sonia G Soft Cheek and get into this blush. I know that's one bad thing about how they do it this way, because it's kind of hard to just concentrate one shade. But here's the blush of I want to say soft coral, but it's medium coral. That's pretty. Doesn't look too powdery. It just melts into the skin. I mean, this is Chanel, but the bronzer is a little light. Now let's go into another Sonia G. This is the Fan Pro. And let's use this highlighter. This is very soft. Doesn't give much of a highlight. Can you see that? Yeah, it is kind of soft when I swatched it. And I did do a reel using these palettes. And while I was swatching medium coral, I had to build it up several times. So it is a little light, but the blush is pretty. But the highlight, don't see much of it. And the bronzer, it's nice by itself. Probably use that one as a blush, but I think this one's just a little light. I can imagine what light coral will look like on my skin. Now, I don't know if I want to use a brush and use all shades all over my face, but let's go ahead and try anyway. This one's light enough, so let's do it this way. Let me just use it right here. Okay, that's not bad. That's very pretty actually. What do you think, guys? All right, let's go into medium rose gold. And here's what she looks like. Very pretty pink. So here's the highlight, bronzer, and blush. Again, the bronzer is going to be kind of light for me, but the blush is pretty, and the highlight has a little bit more pigmentation than the medium coral one. Okay, I'm gonna use the same brush, but I'm gonna clean it using my Sigma Switch pad. Now let's try you. Oh, got some kick up there. Look at that. Yeah, this one's a little bit more pinkier. Could be used as a blush by itself, actually. It's more cool tone on me. All right, there you go. What do you think? Bronzer's not bad. Bronzer's not bad. It does show up a little bit more than the medium coral on my skin tone. Now let's go into the blush. Did have some good pickup there. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I do like this medium pink or medium rose gold. Now this blush, I see a little bit of shimmer to it. All right. Yeah, I see a little bit of a shimmer to it. Let me just add a little bit more. Yeah, I do see some shimmer with this blush shade. I didn't see it so much with the coral shade, but yeah, you can see that there's some shimmer. All right, let's see what the highlight looks like. Yeah, this one has more highlight to it than medium coral. It's more of a gold. Oh, and it is pigmented. Look at that. Okay. Probably should not put that much. Now let me get this powder brush and just use it all and see what will happen. Oh, first let me show you what it looks like all three separate. And then I'm just going to use this brush and just put it over my cheeks like so. Just kind of blend it out. Yes, it does have more pigment when you use all three shades together. All right, so here is medium coral and medium rose gold. Yes, the rose gold does have more shimmer to it, does have more gold to it, whereas medium coral, it's more of a matte look. Even the shimmer is just not very shimmery. But this one, yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of like medium coral just a little bit better than rose gold. Well, you know what? I kind of like rose gold too. I guess it just depends on the look that you're looking for. All right, let me go ahead and take this off and we'll do the other two. But first, one more look. This is medium coral and medium rose gold. So I'm using the Chanel Sublimage foundation. Did just take it off around my cheeks and applying more. I just need to let this foundation dry down a little bit and then we'll play with the other two. Now let's go into deep rose gold. So it's a little bit deeper than medium. Let's put those two side by side. So here's light and here's deep. Wouldn't you think this highlighter would be more in the medium? Because this one just looks a little bit deeper than this one. The bronzer and the blush does look a little bit deeper, but the highlights are kind of throwing me off. Let's swatch these. And I'll kind of swatch them, highlighters together, bronzer together, and blush together after I finish trying them on. So there is deep rose gold. So let's start with the highlighter, bronzer, and blush. Yeah, this one's a little bit deeper than medium. Well, I guess swatch, the highlighter is a little bit deeper. It just looks lighter in the pan. So the brush I'm going to use is the Indochine by Sonia Brown for this one and see what you look like. Oh, this one's pretty. I like this one. What do you think, guys? Do you think this will work as a bronzer or more as a blush? I think for me, it looks more for a blush. Okay, let's try the blush. Okay, yeah, this is your pink blush. Oh, and it is pigmented. Yeah, it is pigmented, so you do need to go a little bit light-handed with it. Now, my skin tone, I can see some purple to it, just a tinge of purple. So it's a little bit more cool tone, so I need to be careful that, you know, I don't put too much so it doesn't make me look like I have a bruise across my cheek. Now let's try this highlighter. Okay, this one's not as highlighty as the medium rose gold, but it still gives me something there. Let's put some on my cheeks, on the apples on my cheeks there. Okay, what do you think? Deep rose gold. I'm gonna be a little nervous with this one when I use all 3 shades. I think it works. I think all 3 shades work. But yeah, it is very pigmented, so you just need to go very light-handed. Now this one doesn't have much of a shimmer finish, especially the blush, like in the medium rose gold, but this one's not bad. It is pigmented. Yeah. All right, now let's go into Deep Mauve. Wow, look at that. Before I swatch and try it on, I'm gonna put a little B-roll here of me trying this on, using it as eyeshadows. I looked at this palette and I thought, you know, you could probably use this as eyeshadows too. So what I did is I used the blush, put that in my crease. I did have to build that up, but it worked. And then I used the bronzer and placed that in the outer corner. That one's very pigmented. And then the highlighter, I used my finger to apply it on my lids, and it just took me a while to build it up because I didn't see that much shimmer to it like I thought it would be. And then I went ahead and used this palette as bronzer, blush, and highlight. And this was the finished look. And you know, it's not bad. I thought it was just a little too much red, but I think it's not bad if you use this palette as eyeshadows as well. You do have to build it up because it's not very pigmented for eyeshadows, but it is pigmented for the cheeks. So here's what it looks like after 7 hours of wear. Just the eyeshadows and the bronzer, blush, and highlight. I say it still looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and swatch Deep Mauve. That's the highlighter, the bronzer, and the blush. So yeah, you can kind of see that it's kind of hard to swatch because it has those ridges there, but the highlighter is very pink. It is very pink. Now when I tried the bronzer for the first time, I went in very lightly and it's very pigmented. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I use the same brush Sheen, not that much on my brush. And then yeah, it's pigmented. You can kind of see that it does show some of the ridges there when I applied it. And you just have to be careful because this is pigmented. So if you're my skin tone or just a little bit lighter, this may be too deep for you. But if you like that look, that's fine. But if you're my skin tone or deeper, this will be very pretty. This will be very pretty. All right, that's just the bronzer of Deep Mauve. Now let's go in with the blush. Let's start in the back first. Oops, my hair. Now the blush is very pretty. I like this blush. It's not too cool like the deep rose gold, but I kind of like the Deep Mauve just a little bit better. Let me build you up because I think that's such a pretty blush. All right. Now for this pink highlighter, and it is pink. You can probably use this one as a blush as well. So even though it is a pink highlighter, it's not very, I keep saying this word, highlighty. It's not very, you know, in your face highlighter. It's very subtle, which is nice. Let me just put some of the apples of my cheek, just kind of make my cheeks pop a little forward. And yeah, so that is Deep Mauve. Deep Rose Gold, Deep Mauve. All right, I'm gonna try just one little swipe, concentrate more on the blush. I think that's all I'm going to use because that bronzer is kind of deep to use as all over face powder. Especially for my skin tone, Oh, that's pretty. Ooh. That is pretty. I have to be careful because I do have a dark spot right there, some melasma. But I think after I took off the previous powders, I did take some of the concealer off and I probably should have replaced that, but it just looks like I have like a deep color right there, but it's just melasma. But this Deep Mauve, it's very pretty. You just need to go very light-handed if you're my skin tone, but I think it's very pretty. I kind of like it better than Deep Rose Gold. Deep Rose Gold was a little bit too cool. I do like Deep Mauve. What do you think, guys? Now I know I kind of overemphasized so you can see the color. At least I hope you can. But again, this is Deep Rose Gold and Deep Mauve. Okay, let me go ahead and swatch highlighters together, bronzers together, and the blushes together. So here is Deep Mauve, and let me go lightest to darkest. So here are just the highlighters. So here's Light Coral, which is very light. I have to keep building it up or we won't see it. Medium Rose Gold, Deep Rose Gold, and Deep Mauve. Now the rose gold, they look very similar, don't they? I think they do look very similar. I'm looking at the swatches on this side, and I think the deep rose gold has a little bit more gold to it, has a little bit more yellow. But it is kind of hard to see it over here. I know with using my right hand, it's kind of hard. Just a little bit different in the undertone because the deep rose gold has a little bit more gold in it. Right, so here are the bronzers. Of course, you can tell this one's Deep Mauve, Deep Rose Gold, Medium Rose Gold, and Medium Coral. So yeah, these two are very light. They're more like blushes on my skin tone. And so here are the blushes. Medium Coral, Medium Rose Gold, Deep Rose Gold, and Deep Mauve. This mauve, I have to say, is my favorite one. And I think next would be the Medium Coral, surprisingly, huh? And then I think I like Medium Rose Gold and then Deep Rose Gold. That's my least favorite. This one does have a little bit more of a shimmer to it too, the Medium Rose Gold. So I think for me, my favorite is Deep Mauve. If I had to pick one, I would have picked Deep Mauve. I think the blush is very pretty. The highlight is not very highlighty. It just gives you a subtle glow. And the bronzer, just need to go very light-handed, and it does give you a bronze look. And if I just go light-handed, I can swirl the brush in and then apply it probably just in my cheeks. I don't know if I'll do it all over my face, just in my cheeks and forehead. Now, if I want a little bit more variety, I guess medium coral. I like the blush, and the bronzer is more like an all over face powder. The highlight, it's not very, I know I'm going to say this word a lot, highlighty. But if you mix them all together, it works as a blush. Medium rose gold, I like the blush because it does have a little bit more shimmer. The other three blushes are a little bit more matte. And again, the bronzer is more like a powder for me. And the highlight, it's nice. I like the highlight. And then Deep Rose Gold. I think this one's my least favorite of the four that I got, surprisingly. But it's still not bad. It's still not bad, but I think I'll probably reach more of the Deep Mauve and probably either Medium Coral or Medium Rose Gold. Now, one thing I wish that they could have done, I do like that it's oversized, especially for the brush to fit in there. But what I kind of wish that they did is move the bronzer down below. So you can have the highlighter and the blush as the bigger part in this palette. And if they did it that way, the bronzer would be here. And if you just wanted to use the blush and the highlighter, it's easier to swirl the blush in that instead of here and here. I hope that makes sense. Now, are these worth $95? Probably not, because these are very expensive. But you are getting 3 products in one. You are getting the blush, bronzer, and highlighter. The blush by itself is probably, what, $50, $60 now. Bronzer, same. Highlighter, the same. But if you just like the blush, then no, these are not worth $95. Because you could probably find a bronzer very similar to it in a different brand. Maybe something smaller. Highlighter. I mean, highlighters, there's just so many out there to choose from. So I would say it just depends on what you like. I'm not here to tell you to go out and get them or to not get them. I'm just letting you know that $95 is expensive. But if you do like all 3 products together, and you do like the shades, and you do have extra money, $95 plus tax laying around, then yes, I think these are worth it. But if you don't like the 3-in-1, even though you do have $95, I would pass on these. I would definitely pass on these. I see now that they are available on the Chanel website, and I don't think these are limited edition. Did they say? I don't see that it says it's limited edition. So these will probably be a permanent collection, at least until they sell out. But I do think they're pretty. The formula is very nice. I don't think I'll use them much for eyeshadows though. I think it just needs a little bit more pigmentation, but it did work, especially with the Deep Mauve. I think if I tried medium coral, I think I'd probably give up in frustration trying to build this one up on my eye. But if you like just minimum look on the eyes, these may work for $95. Blush, bronzer, and highlight, plus eyeshadows if you like to do that. Well, alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me trying the new Chanel Healthy Glow Sunkissed powders. So if you liked to enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this, and you'll have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!